Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of 22 Minutes. I am Jason Bates, and I'm going to bring you the lender side of things. Cue the applause. It never works for me. And I'm hitting it. It's not going to work. Hey, there it is. Good grief. Got to get the crowd fired up there a little bit. He is Stephen Cotton. He's going to bring us the realtor side of things. There's the applause for him. And together we hope to entertain you and bring you valuable information that you can actually use when you're looking to buy, sell, refinance, or invest in property. And certainly if you're looking to do any of those things, please reach out to us. We'd love to be your team of choice and help you with your piece of the American dream. So please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Hey, if you're new to the show, thank you for choosing our show over all the other shows that are out there. There's many of them, but we feel a little biased. We feel that we do a pretty good job with the information that we put together. This is a show about real estate, and we do this Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. Arizona time. So please reach or mark us on your calendar, like our page. That way you see us on the live. If you're watching the replay, be sure to share with your friends and family. We'd appreciate that support as well. All right.
Yeah, we're trying 8:30 this week, and it's going on so far so good.
So far, so good. Works out good. I asked everybody in the pre-show, hey, if 8:30 works out better for you, let us know by writing your comments below. As you can see, Carmen had put her post on there, contact Monday and Tuesday. Not sure
Contract,
what,
yep.
or
Contract
contract.
Mondays. It's
Oh,
a realtor thing. You write
oh,
contracts on Mondays and Tuesdays.
nice.
That's what Monday's all about. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're showing houses over the weekend. Makes sense, right? Hey, we always do a tweet quote of the day, so let's get to that, and then we'll get into some trends that we're seeing here in the real estate market.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, right. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Chinese proverb,
Sounds
Confucius, maybe.
right. What's the third best time?
Tomorrow, I suppose.
The This is as far as Jason always ties this into buying houses or real estate somehow, and I can
Yeah,
imagine the best time to buy a property was 20 years ago. Although that was the peak of our market.
yeah.
But a crystal ball. Start earlier versus starting tomorrow. Today's the second best day.
If you want to plant roots like a tree, right? You want to buy a
Oh,
house. Yeah,
there you go.
there you go.
I like the roots part. See, I knew you were going to tie it in somehow.
Yeah, try to tie it into real estate. Hey, so reach out to us, right? Reach out to your if we're in
Yeah,
Phoenix, but hey, other people in other parts of the country, reach out to your realtor and buy a house. That would help
why
all
not?
of us collectively as Americans. Helps the economy. Hey, let's get into the trends today. And I didn't do the transition or whatever, so we'll just I
Okay.
think just get right
You want me to
into
do
it.
it for you?
There you go.
Trending Tuesday.
There you go. And there we are. Right? There we are. Sound effects, I need to turn that off. There we go.
All right.
We'll turn that one
I
off.
like the sound effects.
Okay, so you like that? You want me to play that?
That's all right.
All right. I want to talk a little bit about a trend that I'm seeing, and I want to get some feedback too from you, Stefan. And certainly you can ask my opinion as well. But I'm seeing more and
Hint,
more.
hint. Please ask my opinion. Hint, hint.
Yeah, there you go. See how that works. Um,
Right.
I want to talk a little bit about these mortgage companies that are online and the
Yeah. 100%
simplicity.
online or
Yes, there are some that
100%?
are 100% online, and they're trying to simplify the mortgage process. Now,
Right.
I've been in the business now 25 years, thereabouts, maybe 24 and a half, something like that.
Sounds like you're lying.
Yeah,
Just
right.
kidding.
It sounds like
Almost
I don't,
25
I
years.
don't remember. I'm getting old, I guess.
Right,
That's
right.
what it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Here
Um,
was.
but do we have a tendency to just try to make everything simple, like the debit card, right? The debit card. Hey,
Right.
just swipe the card. It's easy, right? Instead of pulling the change out of your pocket to pay for something. Do we have a tendency to make things too easy? And is this
Yeah,
a case of that?
I mean, when I was younger, back in back when you first started selling or when first started lending 24 and a half years ago, it
Yeah.
used to be that you had to like go to a travel agency to
Yeah.
find the best deals. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
There was
Right.
actually a place and it was a business where people would come in and say, I'm thinking about going to Mexico or Hawaii. What can you do for me?
Right.
They didn't Google it. Google wasn't around yet. But now you can go to like whatever Travago. I don't even know the names of the place. Orbits, and they can.
Trivago.
Is it what it is? It's,
Trivago.
forgive me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. But so simple now to pick up a ticket, get a hotel, get cars, and whatever seats and stuff you want. So do we have a tendency to do that? I would say no. No, yes, yes, we do. Just,
Yeah.
that's a big heck yes. So is that what this online mortgage is?
Yeah. So this there's a company out there, and I don't. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't want to say their name. I will, but
Oh,
kind of hurts her business. But
okay. Yeah. Lenda with an E. Okay.
Yeah, Lenda with an E. It's an online company that you can get a mortgage online, 100% online. Kind of like TurboTax simplified,
Right.
the tax code or whatever. And his argument has been, and of course, he's getting a lot of feedback from lenders who say, hey, look, the process is complicated. You can't simplify certain things. There's too
Right.
many moving parts to a mortgage and risk and determining risk and lending somebody money, especially that amount of money. But he doesn't agree with the complexity of it. He said a fully online digital mortgage will be the standard way to originate mortgages in the future, and so he's just trying to be ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, by 2025, he says, by 2025, 75% of the workforce will be millennials, and that group will expect things to be done differently. Now, that seems a little kind of arrogant to me. They expect things
The
to be differently. I
oh,
don't think
okay.
anybody expects anything. They want maybe better service. They want more
Well,
predictability, that sort of thing.
I can
But
order Starbucks on my phone and go pick it up. Right.
yeah,
We order groceries online. Go pick it up 2 hours later.
yeah,
Um, I I expect it to be a little different for everything. I don't know about the lending, but I expect in the year 2025 things to be a little different. Trump will be on a second term, maybe. Oh, too soon to make that prediction? Is it?
you never know. Trump
Yeah.
Trump Jr. will be on his third term,
Right.
something. But yeah, no question, things are going to be different in 2025. There's no question about that. My fear is that we're simplifying things to a point where we could get ourselves in trouble again. Now, I'm
Yeah.
not saying to overcomplicate things, because I do think that some things that we do now, we talked about the new mortgage application that's coming out. We're still dealing with Dodd-Frank. Here it is 8 years later or whatever, and we're still dealing with it. So it's a little complicated. You mentioned the book being that thick of the Dodd-Frank.
Yeah.
So there is room for simplification, but when it comes to a mortgage, a lot of retirements are baked into these mortgage-backed securities. A lot of other aspects of our economy are baked into this, and I think that simplifying it can be a little bit of a dangerous thing in certain
Right.
situations. Now, the people who are putting 50% down, have never missed a payment in their life, and they could pay cash for the house if they wanted to. That's kind of a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
Those should
That's
be
what I was
simple.
saying. Like maybe Lenda only does 800 plus credit scores or 780
Yeah.
credit scores, 20% down. If you don't answer those questions, that says refer to a lender.
Well,
I don't know.
but it starts somewhere, right? It has to start. The bar has to be way high. But if other companies come into the mix, it's going to put pressure to bring that bar lower and lower and lower, and that's where we get into trouble. I think, anyway. That's my 2 cents. And I think the same
Yeah,
thing
Pete.
with a real estate transaction, right? Buying a house,
Uh,
don't you think?
yeah, I want to add. You need to put on the stuff because Pete's making a lot of great points here.
Oh, is it not rotating?
I don't know. I mean, I see the Carmen Lance one. I didn't know, but
Oh, there
he
we go.
says need personal experience to make it a better deal and experience plus a few other things about too many lazy people that don't want to do it. We know that you're not
Oh, yeah.
lazy because you're doing the show with me.
Yeah. Yeah, there is some laziness. And I think there's some smart people out there that want to use their smarts to kind of, hey, this is, KISS, the acronym KISS, keep it simple, stupid kind of thing.
Yeah,
I just think when it
kids
comes
and
to
Satan
more,
service.
huh? What does it say?
Kids and Satan service. Isn't that what
Oh, Kins
the
and
kids
Saint
army?
Service. Oh, there you go.
Satan's service. That was
Saint
okay.
Service.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
keep it simple, stupid. Yeah, that's the other kiss. Yeah, go ahead. It's all right, man. You were watching football last night.
I guess so, man. A little too many beers, I think. But anyway, yes. I mean, I think there are smart people out there who try to flex that brain muscle of theirs a little bit, and I
Yeah,
think kind of can overstep it. It's not like we're buying a T-shirt from Amazon kind of thing. It is a little more
right,
complex.
right. Look at I bought two T-shirts and they threw in a mortgage. Right,
Right.
Cyber Monday.
Yeah, right. All right, next one here that I want to kind of talk about here: quantitative easing or uneasing, if you will. In
Yeah,
October, the Federal Reserve is going to pull back their purchasing of the mortgage-backed securities, or some of the mortgage-backed securities, and there's a lot of talk about what that's going to do to interest rates, mortgage rates. And right now, Steph and I, you and I have talked about this quite often. Mortgage rates, the economy cannot afford to have mortgage rates at 5.5, 6% right now.
right,
That's my opinion.
right. Well,
With
unless the house prices tank again. I mean,
right,
because the
right,
affordability of a house right now, if you can afford $1,500 a month, then you can afford a specific house, maybe almost 280 or something, 275. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but 1,500 is about 270 to 290. And then if it goes up 1 percentage point, that means that your 270 budget loses 10% of the value, or 10% of the purchase power. Your $1,500 a month goes from 270 minus 27,000 down to 243.
right,
And now those houses aren't as pretty, right?
right, right.
So when we talk about going up just 1 point, but we're talking about losing a lot of purchase power.
A lot of purchasing power. Right, exactly. So there was a recent. It was the Norris Group, and I'm reading from the article here. The Norris Group, a California real estate investing company, hosted its 10th annual Black Tie Gala to benefit Make a Wish and St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, aka also known as I Survived Real Estate. I don't know how you get St. Jude's and Make a Wish from I Survived Real Estate, but I guess they do. So they had a question and answer, and there's a lot of high chief economists. As an example, the chief economist for Fannie Mae was a part of this black tie gala.
Okay.
And it says during the question and answer session, panelists explained their predictions for the year to come, including when they expect the next recession in the U.S. Fannie Mae chief economist Doug Duncan predicted the next recession will occur within the next 24 to 36 months. However, John Burns of John Burns Real Estate Consulting explained this recession would not start with real estate, but rather from healthcare and other markets. So we've talked about, we hear all the time from people, we're in a bubble. Uh-oh. Never
Taking
fails, right?
calls. We're taking calls.
Guess who that is?
Fannie Mae.
No, it's
John
Virginia.
Burns. John,
It's
John Burns Real
Virginia.
Estate.
It's
Oh,
Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah. It's a client that Steph and I have together.
Yep.
So what's your take on that? Do you think we'll have a bubble in the next couple years?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we're talking about a recession, if we're talking about a recession based on healthcare, I
Hmm.
think not everybody, I think maybe 99% of the population. So there's 1% of the population that isn't worried about the healthcare and where
Yeah.
we're headed or what the solution is. Some people don't think Obamacare is right, but the solution has been way worse than. It reminds me of. In fact, we should do that next time. Is the you ever see Monty Python and the Quest for the Holy Grail?
Yeah, a
You ever see
long time ago in high school. Yeah.
Bring out your dead,
Yeah.
and he said like that. Bring out your dead. I'm not
Right.
dead yet. Oh, when you come back around, we say, oh, he'll surely be dead by then.
Right.
No, I actually feel fine. Yeah, so I think our healthcare. So we need to do that next time we talk about healthcare. But I think our healthcare is kind of leaning that way, like bring out your dead, because. And so to think that that creates an economic bubble or uncertainty or a recession, I don't think that's very far fetched.
Yeah,
Say
that's
that's
not
going
far
to happen
fetched at
next
all.
month. Do we
Yeah.
think? I mean, that housing bubble will only happen if the interest rates go up high and the prices. People are going to have to drop the prices. Like, so when I was talking about that 270 price point, I don't know why I did 270. Oh, $1,500 a month. The
Yeah.
270 drops down at 243. because of the $1,500 a month purchase power.
Hmm.
Now, people that live in that house for 270, their house is only worth 243. Sometimes people freak out, and it's not going to be a huge 270 down to 170 again, but it might be a 270 down to 230 or something. At
Yeah.
that point, I always say, if you can afford the payments, just make the payments and write it out. But because you're still getting the tax benefits and stuff like that. But that is what will create the bubble: is the health. Your health insurance is going up, or your health insurance costs are going up.
Hmm.
Now I can't afford the same amount of house either.
Hmm.
Uh, Compound that with a 5.5% or 6% interest rate, which isn't that high. Listen, it's 5.5%. We were hoping for 5.5 when I first started this business. 5.5 was what? We can buy a house for
Yeah.
5.5.
Right. Right.
So it's not scary, but it compounds with what's going on to make the prices drop. I would say
The
month to
one thing
month.
that when I read these articles and I see them come across my desk, the one thing that isn't a part of the conversation, which is a big topic of conversation this week, which is tax reform. Tax reform can have a huge impact on housing because if companies get going from 35 to 20% tax rate, well, that saves them quite a bit of money, which then frees up money to pay their employees more money, which then that kind of negates some of these things, the purchasing power, that sort of thing, and we can have higher interest rates. And that just hasn't happened yet. We've talked about this many times on the show about
Yeah,
wages increasing, and they've been stagnated. They have, and we've kind of come accustomed to our lifestyle based on our pay,
yeah.
but that needs to kind of change, my opinion, if the economy is going to continue to roll on, which I think is the direct motivation for having these tax cuts is to help increase wages for Americans.
We've been talking about since January, honestly, about
Yeah.
this uh, getting up to raising our minimum wage, getting it approved, and how long that'll take effect. And it just $3 an hour. Let's call it $3 an hour increase, right? So 36. What is that? 3,600 dollars extra a year.
Yeah.
Does that increase your purchase power by how? I mean,
Yeah,
three
no, it
bucks an
can.
hour.
Absolutely. I mean, well, it depends. If orange juice because of the hurricane is going to be $5 a gallon, who
Right.
knows, but it does help. It does help, no question about it. So hopefully that will happen and that will help curb the bubble. So when we talk about a housing bubble too, I don't want to overstate it that, hey, we're going to have a correction like we had in 2008. I don't think we'll
Right.
have that. I really don't think we'll have that, given some of the things that the government's trying to do right now, as far as stimulating the economy.
With with the interest rates where they're at now,
Hmm.
you can't afford a house a year from now that you can afford today. Let's just
Right.
say that. I'm pretty
Yeah.
confident that whatever you can afford today, in
Hmm.
today's interest rate, today's market, you won't be able to buy. And if you if you're deciding whether a year lease or wait it out for a year and see what happens,
Hmm.
or buying a house today, the interest rate you can get today, with the purchase power you can get today, won't be equal next year. You'll be a little dissatisfied if you wait a year.
I
My
agree.
thought.
100%. 100% agree with that. So, hence, tweet quote of the day: plant some roots and buy a house today. Right. Here, the other thing too, and I kind of put the slides backwards, but I want to go back into this quantitative easing and what it's going to do to interest rates, because the panelists kind of touched on this too, and we've kind of talked about this. You asked me at one point what it was going to be, and we're almost out of time here. But the panelists also touched on quantitative uneasing, not easing, but uneasing, meaning pulling back, the government pulling back from buying mortgage-backed securities,
Yeah,
a topic experts continue to speculate over. Most experts say the Federal Reserve's announcement to begin its balance sheet normalization, selling off its 4.5 trillion portfolio of bonds in October, will have little effect on mortgage rates, which is exactly what I've been saying. I don't
yeah.
think it's going to have a great impact on mortgage rates. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, they pull out, interest rates are going to go up," and that was like an
Yep.
advertising.
At the market.
Yeah, a
Right.
lot of people were kind of advertising that by now because rates are going up. Simply not the case. However, some experts, there are some who disagree, saying it's good to be prepared for an interest rate spike.
Yeah.
So I'm on the majority on this one. I don't think interest rates are going to go up because I don't think they can afford to go up. I don't think our economy can afford
Well,
for them to go up,
and
as I said earlier.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna flip the coin and say I'm on the minority because do you think the interest rates are gonna go up or go down or stay the same?
I think they'll bounce around for sure, but I don't think that. we're going to see. They predicted we'd be at 5% by the end of the year. That was, if you remember, at the beginning of the year, that's what they said it. And I don't know that
Right.
we're going to be there. Maybe we'll be in the more mid fours, maybe 4.75, somewhere in that vicinity,
Right.
but not 5% like they predicted.
No.
So I
Not
agree
enough
with you.
time
Rates are
to
going to go
invest.
up. I don't know they're going to come down unless there is a recession
Yeah.
due to other factors. Then they could come down. They could. Now it does say the article does finish off by saying during the session, Property Radar, I guess it's a company, founder and CEO Sean O'Toole predicted quantitative uneasing is going to last months until the next recession, then go back the other way.
Okay.
So, and when we say recession, I think that's a heavy word, right? I don't know
Yeah.
that we're going to have a recession. We may have a slight correction. Let's face it. I mean, in San Francisco, what's the average sales price in San Francisco? 800,000 or something crazy.
Yeah. It's silly.
I mean, it's ridiculous, man. And there are some neighborhoods that I even around Phoenix, you kind of look at them, and kind of scratch your head, like, really, the price is that? You're asking what?
Yeah.
That's a little bit much. So we're starting to get to that point where perception is a little bit, not reality. I guess some
Right.
people's
Well, starter
perception is,
homes.
yeah,
The starter home is under 250, and to find a starter home, we have a couple neighborhoods that are new builds, but even some of these areas that I'm finding a house for 180, they're not that great. I mean,
yeah.
180 is okay, but it's not fancy schmancy. And if you're
Yeah.
paying 180 and it is fancy schmancy, that means it's about 1,000 square feet or 1,200 square feet.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. That's why you need a good realtor on your side because you come into the market brand new, fresh. You don't know what you don't know. You look at a brand new house, it looks great. Hey, this looks great. This must be the market. I kind of trust. It is what it is, kind of thing. You need an expert that's going to say, hey, look, this price point might be at the higher end for what you're getting. Let me show you some other things that maybe would fit your lifestyle and budget. So, with that being said, hey, we're out of time here pretty much. So we're going to wrap things up. Peter, thanks for participating in the show. Appreciate your comments there.
I bet
Sorry
I
they
feel.
didn't. Huh?
Oh, Peter says I feel like the only one talking here. I thought I was
Uh,
talking here, and I'm pretty sure Jason was talking here.
well,
So,
Carmen did.
um,
Maybe we scared her off by putting her comment up. I don't know.
yeah,
Sometimes it can scare people. Hopefully not, though. We don't try to be scary in that respect.
yeah.
So, thank you, Peter, for participating in the show. Really appreciate that.
Yep.
Carmen, you as well. Thank you for participating in the show. Hey, we're gonna do tomorrow 8:30 a.m. Gosh, I'm in this habit of 9 a.m. 8:30
It's all right.
a.m. Wacky Wednesday. You got any
Wacky.
final thoughts you want to say, Stefan? At all?
Um,
No, no.
the no. Well, I was reading Peter say. I'll tell you this. We saved that for Reflection Friday. All my final thoughts, but it was a good
Okay.
episode, man. There's stuff. I'd say, don't worry yet is the thing. I guess is my final thought. Don't worry yet.
Yeah,
Plant those roots.
yeah. Don't believe everything you read.
Right.
The word recession and all that kind of stuff is a little heavy in my mind. I don't think we're going through a recession, but anyway. All right, we'll wrap things up. Everyone have a great day. We will see you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks.